I'm doing what I enjoy doing. It's like other men like to play golf, so they play golf every chance they can. So you don't say to them, "How come you're playing golf today? You played last week." It was the same with me. To me, it is such fun creating characters, writing stories, even doing interviews, even though I can't hear most of what the guy says to me. But it's an exciting life. And when you do something that you know the fans seem to enjoy, that gives you such satisfaction, you don't want to stop. I think whatever you do, you should do what you most want to do and what you're best at. Too many people don't really do what their heart's desire is, but they try to do something else because they think, well, it'll be easier to get a job or to make money. And if that happens, then when you're doing it, you feel like you're working. But if you do what you really want to do, you feel like you're playing. It's easier for you to do. I know I wanted to be a musician when I was young. I'd listen to the radio, I'd hear the big bands, and I'd say, damn, I'd like to be a band leader like Tommy Dorsey. But I had no talent for it. If I had wasted time trying to be a musician, I'd have either been a failure or I'd have been just an ordinary musician. But I love writing also, and it came easier to me. So I figured I'd stay with that. I think you have to do what you do best and what you enjoy, and then you have a better chance. People in service in this country, I have great admiration for. I have great admiration for people who do anything well. I don't care whether it's writing or drawing a comic book or making neckties or athletics or anybody who does something well, I admire. I don't know what to tell somebody to do, a writer, how to succeed. The only thing I can say is what I did. And I was lucky that it worked with some writers. It might not work, but I only wrote to please myself because I figured I'm not that different from other people. I mean, I think I'm wonderful, but I'm just a guy like everyone else. And if I like a certain type of story, the chances are there are millions of people who like it also. The one thing I would suggest is it's important to please the person you're working for and so forth, but you've got to please yourself. You've got to do something you think is terrific, something you would love to see if somebody else had done it. I just enjoy what I'm doing. I enjoy the people I work with. There's nothing nicer than working with creative people, artists, writers, editors, producers, directors. I mean, and we're talking about make-believe, which is another nice thing. There are so many rotten things in the world out there, but in the world of make-believe, you can make things the way you want them, and that's fun.
We tried to make our characters have feet of clay. Now, poor Spider-Man. I mean, okay, he's pretty good at catching bad guys, but he's apt to get an allergy attack while he's fighting. He worries about dandruff. He'll have an ingrown toenail, tears his costume. His Aunt May won't let him go out to save the world because he's not wearing his galoshes and it's snowing out. And the funny thing is, I started doing that as a gag and really to keep myself awake. The more realistic we make our characters, the more the college kids who read them think that it's satire, which has taught me a very great lesson. The world is so crazy that if you present things the way they really are, it comes across as broad satire.
The one thing I can't understand, I can't grasp my mind around, I feel when you die, there's just nothing. It's like when you're asleep and you're not dreaming. But I can't imagine nothingness lasting forever. If you have an idea that you genuinely think is good, don't let some idiot talk you out of it.
Are you afraid of dying?
No, not at all. You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said. Excelsior, which means upward and onward to greater glory.